Welcome to Shame Watch, a guilt-free dive in those massive movie fillers that we hate to love. Each week, we look at a movie that either we or our guests love, but society shames them for. We peek in each nook and cranny for every bright spot, keeping the public at bay while we watch the movies like the miracles that they are. Today, we're covering the 1994... Oh, I can't say this. Gerald Duper...
You want me?
Gerard Depardieu.
There we go.
Are you French?
I took French in high school.
I was practicing. I was like, all right, so there's that. So that means these go together. Yeah, I was practicing. I was probably practicing it more than actually watching the movie, if I'm being honest.
You didn't love the movie?
We'll get into that after this copy. Today, we're covering the 1994 Gerard
Depardieu.
family comedy My Father the Hero, a remake of Gerald
Depardieu.
French comedy Mon Père Si Eros, directed by Gerard Lazur. Did you know that? Because I did. James Fight in Daba House. Thanks, Kenny.
I love that Kenny's here even when he's not here.
Yeah, I want to address that. Kenny Masson, our lovely chief archivist
Of flatfilms.com.
is dead and he's never returning.
I
he'll
thought
be
you
back
just
next.
had diarrhea.
He'll be back next week, though.
Well, yeah.
From this
He's
deadly
dead
diarrhea. From this deadly diarrhea.
Yeah.
He didn't have the diarrhea. The diarrhea
Had
killed
Kenny,
him. Like,
yeah.
that was the thing.
Yeah. It's really sad. It's tragic, but he's gone forever.
Rest in
anyway,
podcast.
I'm James Fight, one of the hosts of this podcast. Across from me in this new oriented room is...
I just really like that Kenny was like, James, you're going to love the copy.
Right.
And I was like, wow, James is having to say this really difficult name a lot of times. But
Yeah,
I
that's
forgot.
why-
Kenny really loved I'm Aaron Salinas. Oh, sorry. Aaron Salinas of Shame Watch, Chief Snuggler, Chief Cool Cat editor, homie.
All those are true.
Yeah, everything. And to my left is...
Mandy Smith.
Yay!
Hello! Welcome,
Oh,
Mandy.
what a warm welcome.
How are you?
I'm good.
Tell us about yourself.
About myself?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
No pressure.
so
All the pressure, though.
lots of pressure. I know. Okay, so I'm a writer. I have a blog.
Nice. What is it?
It's like a humor lifestyle mommy blog called Polite as Fudge.
Oh,
fun.
that's cute.
That's
Oh, you didn't know? You didn't look it up?
Kenny probably did.
Yeah, Kenny probably did. I like surprises.
I also like
Oh, you
surprises.
do?
Yeah.
Okay.
One time we had a filmmaker on here, and I'm like, "Oh, what do you do? What do I know anything?"
While
you did?
his film was premiering in Mexico.
No,
Correct.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Owen Egerton.
Edgerton.
Whatever. Sorry, Owen.
Depardieu.
Yeah. I don't know how to say words, even though I want to be a voice actor.
Gee, well.
So when did you start this blog?
3 years ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What was the
Right on.
inspiration to start it?
I needed a creative outlet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I was a stay-at-home mom, and I have 3 little ones, and I wasn't the most creative thing I was doing was like a really elaborate dinner for everybody. And like I needed to like use my brain. I needed to not that you don't use your brain, because I don't like when people say that actually about being a stay-at-home mom. It's just like, a little something for myself. That's
Yeah,
what
definitely.
it was.
Take care of yourself.
And it's fun. It's kind of like when you get to, when you write a blog, there's just like so many facets to it that you get like so many things that I love to do are wrapped up in there.
Nice. That's awesome.
Right on.
And what? It's just general humor, or is it mommy humor? I don't know if there's a mommy humor thing category. Of blogs.
Yeah, no, they're I mean, yeah.
I don't
there
know.
is. Usually it's just like, whatever's going on with us, but then I'll write it, from my point of view.
With a
and-
spin.
Yeah, I just like to make people laugh. But I like
Yeah.
it to be useful. Like I interview people.
Nice.
Anything from like, do you really need the flu shot? But, hot
take
Oh.
on vaccines?
Well,
I mean-
the flu shot's a little different because, like, I never had a flu shot until last year when my mom, who's a nurse, said, Aaron, I think this year you need a flu shot. And I was like, that's dumb. I've never had a flu shot. And look, I never had the flu. Boom. Got the flu last year for the
Ooh.
first time ever. I blame my mom.
Oh my
As you
gosh.
should. Yeah,
Because
that's the correct moral.
She'd never said, and she was a nurse. She was like, yeah, you don't need it. You'll be fine. And then, bam, when she said it, got the flu.
Isn't
So
that karma for you?
it really is. And I was like, that's dumb, Mom. I don't need it. I should just listen to my mom, is the moral of the story.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree with whatever Mandy says. Just listen to your mom.
Listen to your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you going to get a flu shot this year?
I already got it.
Oh, you did?
I already got
Stop
the flu
I
shot.
haven't gotten a flu shot in a long time.
Well, here we go, James.
Yep.
You should probably get a flu shot. I put it in the air.
Well. We'll see if that jinxes me.
At least take elderberry.
Yeah.
Oh, I do. I'm going to take some tonight. So I'm tip-top for my show tomorrow.
I take elderberry like it's water.
It's pretty tasty.
It's like snow cone syrup. It's so good.
So, Mandy, you brought us the movie My Father the Hero.
I did. I feel like it's like my baby. It's like my movie. Yeah.
Can you talk about that?
About how it's my baby.
Yeah, why do you love this movie so
Well,
much?
I have a couple that are like, I feel like it's in the same like lovable movie category for me as like Jumanji.
Nice. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, like the
original
Beetlejuice, the original,
Nice.
the
Oh,
original.
Beetlejuice. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's like part of that, like, my kids are not ready to watch this movie yet, but it's part of like, this is like your 80s and 90s history that you need to learn. Like, this is really important. Like,
Absolutely.
Katherine Hagel and her little white thong, they can't see that yet. But when they're
too
ready, it is a little risque.
How old do you think they'll be ready? Like, is the 9-year-old ready for that?
No, definitely
Whoa.
not.
Oh, I'm
no,
sorry.
no.
I'm sorry.
I don't
Are we
think
talking
Put
like
the claws down.
But no.
14?
maybe like, I mean, I don't.
High school?
Definitely high school.
Okay.
I think like in a couple of years she would be ready. I would just be like, I can't believe that they let her like wear a thong bathing suit.
I
She was a
know.
14-year-old. She was supposed to play. She was playing a 14-year-old.
Oh.
And she was 16 at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like this was a lot. And I'm not gonna lie, I'd never seen this movie prior. This title is a lot more confusing. I was like, My Father the Hero. It's gonna be a war movie.
A
Really?
war movie?
That's what you thought?
That's what I figured. I was like, he's coming back from war or something like that. Did not get a war movie.
No, not at all.
I saw on Google, I was like, this isn't right. When I was like looking at everything, I was like, it's a war movie. It's gotta be a war movie.
I thought it was going to be just like an estranged daughter, kind of like what happened, but the father would do something redeemable, and then the daughter would be like, "Oh, I do love you." That
It's around,
kind
around
of
the same
happened.
timeline. Yeah, it's you're
But
not wrong.
Mandy, tell us the love of this movie that you have.
Oh my gosh, it's just like all warm and fuzzy. I feel like it's like something that we couldn't make it now.
Right.
It
Oh,
just
no.
wouldn't work. It would
No,
be so.
we're too cynical.
This
in
is a
2020.
post
Yeah.
To Catch a Predator universe. We could
Oh
not
yeah.
make
Oh
this
jeez. Yeah.
at all. No, there would be too many suspicions.
Yeah.
It was but
But not everyone shares your love for it, unfortunately, Mandy.
well, hold on. When
I
did you
know.
first catch this? Did you catch this in '94? Or was this when you caught it later?
I caught it in '94, so I was like 11 years old.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I
Oh.
loved it. I thought it was like the best movie ever.
What did 11-year-old Mandy think as she was watching it?
Oh my gosh, Katherine Hagel, gorgeous. Isn't she so gorgeous? Gerard
Well,
Depardieu.
she's 16.
But now she's,
Now in 2020, her current age, yes, she is very attractive. But
Yeah.
in 1994, I will not make a comment.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
But anyway,
But
go on.
I think
and
I'm gonna side with James. I don't pick sides, but yeah, she was a kid. She was
she was a kid.
cutie.
Yeah.
She was actually
She was a-
17. I
Oh,
wasn't
she was
gonna. I wasn't
17?
gonna be
Okay.
like, hey, she was 17, but now I'm gonna.
No,
Be like, hey, she was 17. So
Correct us by all means.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just
What
thought she was
else?
like she's adorable.
Yeah.
Gerard Depardieu. I just think it was like I think it was really well done. I love the fight scene between the daughter and the mom in the
Oh, yeah.
beginning.
Yeah.
I love that this like lie spun out of control.
Yeah.
Like
You
they
know-
often do in real life.
Right.
It teaches kids a good moral lesson. Did it teach you not to lie, or did it teach you to
I was
lie?
like, she got away with it. And he's like, her dad's like apologizing to her at the end, like the final scene. And he's like, I've really learned, he's calling his girlfriend who wants him. I thought they did the relationships really well, where it's like, even though his girlfriend wasn't there, he's like calling her and leaving her messages.
Yeah.
And his last message to her is like, I think, my daughter taught me more than
Yeah.
I ever could have possibly learned on my own. I'm like, well, that's bullshit, because it was like, it was just so good, you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
but not everyone agrees with that.
Not everyone agrees with that.
Aaron-
As-
Tell me
read a
who. You
review.
tell me who.
as My Father the Hero review.
Who's it by?
Give me
We
one
don't want a
second.
bullshit review.
It's this one has clever title. My Father the Hero, United States, 1994. A movie review by James. Oh, God, Kenny
James
just,
Fight. It's James.
No,
he
didn't
made
do it.
a
I
review.
didn't do it.
Kenny just went with like the hardest names for this freaking episode.
Do you want me to take a look at it?
A movie review by James Baradinelli.
Oh, that was perfect.
Baradinelli?
Berardinelli, yeah.
Wow, good job, Aaron.
Baradinelli of RealViews.net. The reunion of Andre Gerard Depardieu and his 14-year-old daughter, Nicole, played by Katherine Heigl, is hardly a warm affair. Despite having planned their vacation to the Bahamas for a year, Andre is still the focus of Nicole's anger as the result of a past misdeed. After the pair arrives at their destination, Nicole does all she can to get away from her repressive ogre.
Whoa.
Oh, no, that's not true. That's cynical.
From her repressive ogre of a father. When she meets Ben, played by Dalton James, and her initial attempts to impress him fail, she tries a different tactic, claiming that Andre is actually her lover and an ex-jailbird to boot. And while the lie has favorable results for her, the same can't be said for her poor papa, who becomes the odd object of suspicious glances and malicious rumors and outright hostility. I won't dwell over much on the numerous implausibilities that occur during the course of My Father the Hero. This is, after all, a comedy, and the rules of reality are often bent in the same for humor. Too bad the results aren't more impressive. Nevertheless, the greatest flaw in My Father the Hero isn't the feeble laugh to running length ratio, the limp characterization, or the mediocre acting. Wow. Instead, it's the feeling of unease that pervades the first 45 minutes as Nicole and Andre clash while the film tries unsuccessfully to make light of their dysfunctional relationship. My Father the Hero sadly fails to take advantage of the possibilities. Instead of going just outright zaniness, the film attempts to stay within the bounds of good taste and family values, in spite of the obvious Oedipal inklings, which not only dilutes the humor but results in unwatchable climax involving a water rescue. Yeah, there are some funny moments, such as Andre singing "Thank Heaven for the Little Girls"
Oh my
to a
gosh.
crowd of
Perfect
shocked
scene.
onlookers, but there aren't enough laughs to justify the end of his lame production.
Wow. That was harsh.
Everybody's a critic.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, especially James
Bartonelli.
Burt
Burt Reynolds.
close, but James Burt Reynolds Bertinelli
Thank you.
Berardinelli of Reels. God damn it. Of realviews.net. There we go. I forgot the website.
So let's unpack this movie. We meet Andre, a lovable, big French guy.
We gotta hit with the first bit. Whenever he says he gets in the taxi and he says, "Take me to this place and this place," and the taxi driver's like, "How do you want to get there?"
By taxi.
By taxi. I honestly, genuinely chuckled at that. I don't know why it tickled
Yeah, that's
me.
an Aaron joke.
It was like,
That's an Aaron
that's
joke.
good. That's dumb. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was with that. So right from the get-go, we're starting off strong, I think.
Yeah. But then I see. Okay, this is where I got lost very quickly. Is when we see Katherine Heigl and her mom, and then they start a fight over a jacket.
Yeah. No, that's real life.
That's
was
why
curious,
I wanted.
yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about this. Is that how teenage girls act?
I mean, that was extreme, right?
Yes,
like it was
yes.
it was extreme. But it was funny that the daughter was stealing the mom's clothes because that's totally
That's a common thing.
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to steal like my grandma. My grandma was like super hip. I would steal like her blazers. And
Oh,
stuff.
really?
Right on.
But she didn't care.
Sure. Because she wasn't.
Yeah,
one of
because
them.
she's your grandma. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
fun,
just
and
what
it
you
wasn't
do.
a movie either. You know what I mean?
True. Yes. So what made you want to steal her blazers? Just because you thought they looked cool?
Yeah, she was like super fashionable.
She was
I would
with it.
And
Nice,
yeah,
yeah.
and she
How old were you when you did that?
I did that for a long time. Probably from like middle school, high school. Yeah.
Until you were
Steal-
24
steal
years old. You're still doing it now.
Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah. So we open up with Andre, who's, like you said, a lovable lug. In my
Yeah.
opinion, probably one of my favorite actors of the '90s. Now, just looking at him,
Yes, he's
Yeah.
so cute.
he's
He
so
is very cute, yeah.
That
He's
hair-
adorable.
that hair, though,
I know.
not a big fan of the hair.
Didn't notice. I don't notice hair.
I thought they played a really good like father daughter like that looks wise. It worked for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
casting was really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really good.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he played that lovable ogre, and the reason I think I liked him more is his belt hung a little bit lower, which means he has a belly, and I appreciate when we can tell that our actors have a belly, because sometimes real people have bellies. Is all I want to point out.
I mean, he didn't wear a shirt for half the movie. You got
Yeah.
to see
Yeah,
the
and
whole
we
body.
saw, but at the beginning we just saw like his pants hung a little bit lower because he's got a belly. But then we took his shirt off. I was like, oh, there's a little belly.
Yeah.
There's a little belly. He's at least an XL. At least an XL. I like that. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And does this make the list? Because do they ever call out?
So the list that James is referring to is Kenny has a list that it's It has to be a movie where we see a larger person that is not seen as schlubby or a buffoon.
Oh.
He's not seen as a buffoon.
I don't really see him as a buffoon.
Okay.
When he takes over the
Yeah.
lie, and
Yeah.
he's like,
He owns it,
slinging
yeah.
him back at,
Yeah, like
he's-
he kind of controls the room really well. Are you familiar with Gerard Depardieu?
Well, I did a little. I mean, he's a hot mess now, so I did do it. I did,
Oh,
I did a
really?
little research. Actually, my husband Matt was looking him up. He's like, "You look at him now. Look at him now."
Yeah.
Oh no! Poor, he got in trouble for he got like a what is it if you're on a scooter and it's not is it a scooter UI? He like
No, it's still
Oh.
a DUI.
It's a DUI. He
It's
got a
still
DUI on a scooter,
That
and he
sucks.
like claimed he could drink 14 bottles of wine a day.
Oof.
It's a lot of wine.
That
That's
is.
a
I'd still
lot of
kind of
wine.
believe him though. If
I
I'm
think
being
it's
real.
true. I
Yeah,
think
like
it's
I-
probably 14 bottles.
If you
That's a
train your
lot.
body enough, I kind of feel like,
Yeah.
and he looks like somebody who's slamming a few bottles back.
Slapping a few bags of wine.
Yeah, just yeah, there you go. Yeah, slap bag, space cowboy. There you go. You know what's up. But yeah, I could totally see it, and he's kind of like. I hate saying this because I'm also a man of size, but he's kind of ogreish built. he's kind of thick in the shoulders. So
I think he's a modern day Shrek.
I don't think that you guys. He like owns it. Like he's
No,
like
no, yeah,
cutie pie in this movie.
he's
I think
very charming.
Yeah, he is charming.
I mean, like if it wasn't for him, it would make the whole storyline even creepier.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like so she gets picked up by her father, and there's a whole ruckus. There's a dog that I think
yeah.
they want us to make a point that the dog's there because like he jumps in the taxi and then it
Yeah.
stops.
Because
Like,
the dog hates him, and like that's like the whole thing.
That's
He-
the theme.
Yeah, the mom is like, she's like, oh, I guess he remembers you. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, he hasn't been around for a couple years, 5 years. I think
5
is it?
years.
Yeah.
Because he got a new girlfriend and forgot about Nikki.
I feel like they divorced first. No.
Yeah, well, they divorce, and then he starts seeing Isabella, and then that's what caused him to forget about Nikki.
Yeah.
So.
But he was working really hard. I feel like, okay, I don't want to like defend Gerard Depardieu, but he was like working hard, and he had like made. Well, it looked like they had money anyway to begin with, right?
Oh, they
Because
had
like
money.
the New York apartment or whatever.
Yeah, that was a
gorgeous apartment.
Yeah.
And then they can go to the Bahamas for what was it, like a week
10
and a half?
days.
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
10 days.
Like, ugh, it's expensive.
if I'm
Yeah.
there that long, it's probably because I'm working. It's not because
Yeah.
I'm not there for vacation. That's an expensive. That's an expensive
I
bill.
went on a mission trip to the Bahamas.
Oh.
Yeah, it was not, and everyone was like, "Wow, you must have been like really rich," and I was like, "No, there's a lot of poverty there
Yeah.
because of all the resorts."
Yeah.
Draining. Anyway, I'm a good person because I did that. That's what I'm saying.
Well, Mr. Depardieu.
Yeah.
I want to give the appropriate accents. I'm trying.
good.
Mr. Depardieu
Yeah.
is picks up his daughter.
Yeah,
And
Catherine Heigl.
there's Catherine Heigl. How do we feel about Catherine? Just curious.
In this movie,
Just overall.
oh, I don't. Oh, overall.
Well, man,
That was a pointed question, I just want to say.
Whoa. Aaron,
How
how
do
dare
we
you?
feel about Catherine
I'm
Heigl?
just asking.
I don't like her in this movie.
Okay.
As a person overall in her career, yeah, she's great. She's great in Ugly Truth and 27 Dresses
Yeah.
and Grey's Anatomy. But in this movie, oof.
What's the one where she's like pregnant, but like
Knocked Up.
Knocked up.
Knocked
Yeah,
Up, yeah.
she was good in that.
She was good in that one.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
really good in that.
How do you feel about Catherine Heigl?
I like her in this one. I don't like her other work, except for
The complete opposite of
the
me.
complete opposite of James. Except for Knocked Up, that was good.
Yeah, she was really good.
Yeah, and again, I don't pick sides. I'm picking
But I'm
Mandy's
like-
side.
What?
I'm picking
What?
Mandy's side in this one.
Catherine Heigl's great.
No, she's kind of a bad person too, isn't she?
She comes off as like super bitchy, and I
Yeah.
don't mind bitchy.
Yeah,
but-
I don't mind
but-
it at all, but she's also like, wasn't there a whole thing with what was it, Grey's Anatomy?
Yeah, that's the show.
I don't know.
No, like I could be wrong on this. I could be misquoting, but apparently she turned down her Emmy nomination because she said, or Emmy award actually. Now that I think about it, because she didn't want to receive an Emmy or an award for such a poor written show.
Whoa.
So the writer said, "Cool," and killed her.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah,
A
and
violent death.
so and apparently she tried to come back. She was like, "No, sorry, I didn't mean it like that." But everybody was like, "No, bro, like the damage is done." Like it.
What do you mean you didn't mean it like that?
Oh my god.
I
Like,
just don't
it's
think I
been
should
said.
have received an award for such a shitty fucking show.
Yeah, like-
this show sucks.
I agree with you. I think she does come off a little bitchy, but like, and again, that doesn't bug me. But like, it just seems like very.
it bugs me. That's why I don't like her in this movie. She's
Well-
so, listen.
I liked her
getting a
acting
hot
in this
take.
movie. I just hated the whole lie. That was just very uncomfortable.
I mean, what else are you going to make a movie about? This is.
You know, Lord of the Rings had some really good ideas. I mean, there are a ton. I mean, we're talking about hobbits and dragons.
Harry Potter was cool.
Harry Potter was cool. Die Hard. That had normal people in it and not just like fantastical things. There's a lot of options you
The
can
Matrix.
do. Matrix. Yeah,
I did
exactly.
like The Matrix.
Matrix
But Katherine
was
Heigl. Oh, yeah, I love
Yeah,
The Matrix.
that's great.
That's what
That's
Matrix was
fantastic.
missing.
Catherine
Catherine
Heigl.
Heigl.
Bitchy Catherine Heigl.
No, they needed Gerard.
Oh,
What if he was Morpheus?
Yes.
Gerard now as Morpheus
Yes.
would be perfect.
Let's remake The Matrix and do that casting.
Oh my goodness. I'm on board. I'm sold. Brilliant. Can it? We're getting into film.
Yeah. We're going to Sundance.
But yeah, so they're already fighting at the airport.
Yeah. Well, she tries to storm off back to New York because reasons?
She wanted him to chase her. She wanted him to care about her. Like he got her Shirley Temple, and she was like, "Daddy, I'm too old for that.
Oh yeah, I'm almost 15 now. Yeah.
I'm almost 15." Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Shirley
So
Temple,
maybe
by
this
the
is
way.
where the disconnect happens. So did you
In the man brain, you mean, or in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Me being a straight white male.
Yes.
Did you pick up instantly that she was hurt and using tactics for him to chase her to get closer? Because I didn't realize that until she said it at the end. When it's like, "You left me!" I'm like, "Oh, I get it now."
Yeah, I feel like those innuendos were there.
I had no idea. I thought she was just being mean.
Really? Because when they zoomed in on her face, and she had like bitchy Katherine Heigl, and then she had like her eyes would like twinkle when she looked at him. They made a point of that a couple times. And
Yeah.
Again.
So I just thought it was the love that was still there, but I didn't understand.
Yeah, I don't pick sides, but I'm going with James because I didn't pick that up.
You didn't feel that?
Yeah, well, like I understand. Yeah, I was kind of getting the feeling like that it's love. You should love me. Like you left, and I didn't get the whole chase thing.
No.
But until she said at the end, I was like, oh
Yeah, and then it all clicked. I'm
I
like,
get
oh, yeah, you were hurt, and you're okay.
maybe this could help you guys with like. I mean, I don't know what are you.
I'm
girl's out on
extremely
the couch.
single.
Okay.
I'm so single.
See, this movie's gonna help.
Well, here's the thing. In 2020, I've decided I'm gonna give up on dating because it
we talked
hasn't
about
worked
this in
out.
the car before.
Yeah, no, it's dating's dumb. First off, and no one loves me. Anyway, I didn't understand Katherine
I
Heigl
agree.
wanting to chase.
Dating's dumb. I'm kidding,
Wait.
Kaylee. Dating's not that dumb.
I think this is genius when you like let it go, and that's when it's gonna come.
Well, that's what everyone says, but I've just accepted
Well, you-
my fate as being alone.
Oh no!
Are you being a Debbie Downer about being a?
What would Gerard Depardieu say?
He would.
He'd play the piano for me.
He would take some water skiing.
You one of those girls. That was such a great scene. I love that.
It was a good bit. It really was, and the fact that we'll get there. But but yeah, it took me a minute to follow that. I mean, it took me the whole movie to realize that. Oh,
Yeah.
she wanted to be okay.
Yeah.
This is.
Then it made sense. She
yeah.
wanted to be comforted and known
Yeah.
that she was loved. And then I was like, oh. I would have just been like, fuck you. Why'd you leave?
But like, see,
That's just too blunt.
I would have been very Gerard and been like, I took you to the Bahamas. You know, I've been trying to spend time with you. Like, of course I love you. But no, she just wanted to be like given, you know, like
Parented. He was like,
affirmed, and parented and be told that, you know, no, like this is how things are. So like it made sense then, but it took me the whole movie before I was like, oh, I'm a man.
Yeah.
This didn't click.
Yeah, nothing she did made sense to me. Like, at all.
you guys.
Yeah.
So it's a really good thing you saw this movie.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you for
In our mid-
enlightening us.
In our mid-20s, it
Yeah.
really helps. This is our
I'm
turning point.
I'm in my late 20s now. I'm
Close
27.
Enough, close enough.
I heard that on your last podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah, that you were 27.
I'm 27.
I'm 25. This movie came out 3 months and 29 days before I was born. February 4th, 1994. My mom was in the third trimester, had a real craving for Taco Bell and Long Johns.
Oh, Taco Bell's great. So is
Yeah.
Long John Silver's.
Yeah, my mom had, and that's why I got an affinity for both. I love me some.
You want to go
crunch.
get some Long Johns after this?
I shouldn't. I'm in a weight loss show. I probably should.
Oh, yeah, I
You know,
forgot you
doing
are.
thing in the herd.
Mandy, can you dissect more of teenage girls' behaviors for us? Because we clearly don't understand.
Yeah, were these common, what Catherine was doing, or Nicole was doing?
I mean,
Obviously to an extreme.
right. This was extreme, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
could
yeah.
totally like relate. I mean, it was more me remembering like myself watching it when I was younger. You know what I mean? But like, I could totally relate. Can I skip to something at the end?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
against the
by all
rules?
means.
Okay,
Yeah,
because you know when he's like you know near drowning or whatever, and then finally she breaks the line. She's like, "Daddy, Daddy!"
Yeah.
I literally had a moment like that in my life.
Oh,
I
God.
did because you know that grandma that I told you I used to steal her clothes.
Yeah.
So she took me to go get my belly button pierced when I was like 16. I wasn't old enough, and I had to have a parent's signature. And so I was with my girlfriend and her mom. And I was with my nana, and we told, you know, the piercing place that she was my mom.
Your nana's
and
cool.
My nana was
Yeah,
very
yeah.
cool,
She's
but she
hip.
didn't look like my mom. They were like, "Are you sure?" Like they kind of like questioned it a little bit, and we were like, "Yeah, no,
Oh,
mom,
God.
haha, yeah." And so like I went to go get. I was like on the table, like about to get my like belly button like pierced through, and I held her hand. I was like,
Aw.
"Nana," and shit, like I said it just as like they were piercing, like it was so awkward. Yeah.
So, I mean, did you
I
get
could
it-
relate to Catherine.
But like, did the piercer stop or did
No,
Oh.
no, they like no, but it was like
We caught
already
you.
through. It was already through.
Just a very dramatic
Yeah.
moment. Just Nana. I knew it. Just
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
pushes an alarm. Get her out of here.
She doesn't have a parent. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But I loved in that scene where she's like, "Daddy," and nobody says anything.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
they didn't call her out on it because everybody on the island, you know, including Ben, that was his name, right?
Yeah, that was fun.
Ben didn't say anything,
He just kind of gave that weird, like, wait, what?
which
Yeah.
is a very Pennsylvania, Ohio way to handle it. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
nobody talks about it.
Yeah. Oh,
you know.
and they just bottle it down and leave.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
I related to Ben in that moment. I'm like, oh, yeah, no, that makes
But
sense.
he did write a letter. Wait, is that when he wrote the letter?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
When he was
it's
like-
after the piano.
Oh,
So it's
right.
Before that.
That
Yeah,
he
yeah,
could
yeah.
never see her again. Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But see,
Very
in
true.
2020, people are always calling each other daddy. So, like, it would be like, oh,
That
they're
would
just
be-
in a relationship.
Well, they call it Zaddy now.
yeah, it's zaddy. Hmm
Which I don't
Like
get.
Antonio Banderas, bro,
Oh, and that poster?
he's zaddy.
Yeah.
He's straight up zaddy. That's a good look. Bald head, bearded Antonio.
So here's when I first knew
Zaddy.
Katherine Heigl was mad at Andre. It was pretty early on, is when she said, all my friends' parents, or all my friends are calling their parents by their first name. I'm like, oh, she's pissed.
Oh, yeah, because she called him Andre at the airport.
Yeah.
He was like,
And
"Well,
then
when do you
throughout
call
the
me
entire
Andre?"
movie until
Yeah.
that moment that Mandy just said. Yeah.
I just realized, like, oh, that's a good setup right there. When she's like, all my, and then it's it's good
wanna
now.
verbalize
Like,
that?
yeah, I didn't realize. I don't know why it just like clicked. Like, oh, it fits now.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Because if I called my dad John,
Well, that probably further fed into everyone thinking that he was her lover.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Which, all right.
Here we go.
It's so fucking creepy. That I don't. Mandy, you're gonna have to explain some things to me. But like, I would never think to do that ever in my life to my mom.
She
or
liked
any-
Ben. He was so hot.
Okay.
no. On the level of valid excuses, that's at the bottom.
Yeah.
Not even on the list.
Even in high school, James isn't that weird.
No. Yeah. It's just It's just. And like to me, it's just mean.
Yeah.
Because like you're setting your parent to go up to prison for a minimum of 2 years or something like that.
Well, and I don't get the whole like I'll make this person jealous so they chase me thing, because that's what she's doing, right?
Yeah. She was trying to make herself seem older at first. I think she didn't have it like elaborately planned out. It was like one lie led to the next
Yeah.
lie.
Can you dissect her entire plan for me? Because I legitimately I was so in the dark about
She
this.
didn't have it. She was like, I feel like they did a good job with showing that she just would like come up with it on her toes when she was like, when she pretended like her dad was sick, and then Ben was like, he's not sick. Look at him. He's out there like,
being the
parasailing
fool.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, he almost drowned in the bathroom tub last night. Like she
Yeah,
just can't.
yeah.
She like they show her like thinking about it, like at the
Okay.
She's improvising.
Hey, we all do improv. So, but her goal was to make him jealous.
Well, the
Yeah.
point is, if I could be incorrect, but the point is to make yourself unattainable, which makes a man want you more.
Oh, there you go.
Is
Is that real? Is
that
that
correct?
a
I
thing?
mean, I didn't really like overthink that part, you guys. I just
Well,
thought
we didn't get. It took us an entire movie to realize what she was doing. So, I mean, I'm trying to overanalyze, so maybe I can meet somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, is that what it is? Like, try to make yourself unattainable, and a man's like, gotta have it, gotta
Yeah.
have it.
I guess so, because when she first met Ben, he was like you're gonna drown out here by yourself, like kid. He called her a kid, so she wanted to. So that's when she like put her hair up in like a French twist, which was really big in the '90s, and she wore that little black like Cindy Crawford
Yeah.
dress,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
she
yeah.
was like looking like she was like 19 instead of 17,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, she wanted to appear older, like she had a lover.
Like, she had it to get. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's
now.
all.
That-
Like I
okay,
think that's where
okay.
it started from. She was
Yeah.
just a 14-year-old who wanted this boy to notice her.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense because he put her as low status, and she was like, "No, I'm not that.
not a
Look at me."
kid.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I get it. Okay.
I think it literally started. That was Inception. Like that was.
Inception the movie.
That
The
was where
2000
it started. That's where it started for her. That was where the lie started.
I
Oh,
see.
I was-
Inception the lie. I thought we were referencing Inception the movie. I was like, wait.
Like
I was like-
the inception of her lie.
Yeah.
I just want to see, like, at the end of Inception, just be like, by an idea brought to you by my father, the hero. Oh, man.
I think my favorite, I don't know if it's a joke or if it's just a moment, but where Katherine Heigl finally tells Andre, like, I told this lie. And he's like, what? Well, I can't tell
Oh,
Ben
yeah.
now because he'll think I'm a liar. You are a liar.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, fucking call it out. That's great. I love that movie.
Yeah, I did appreciate that, like, how she just, like, lined everything up, and we're like, oh, she's just being, okay, she's just, like, telling it all out. And I was like,
Yeah.
I kind of like that. I kind of appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
She's got to, like, reap what she sows to reap what she sows to a certain extent. Kind of on that same line.
For the listeners, Mandy just put her hair up in
Yeah.
what I assume is a French
I mean,
twist.
this is more like a top knot, to be
All right.
honest.
I don't know.
Maybe we should do pictures of like hairstyles from like the 90s.
Yeah. Mandy, teach me how to get a wife.
How to get a wife?
Yeah.
Well, you typically you start with a girlfriend,
Uh-huh.
and then, like, before that,
What
you
is that?
typically start with a friend. Okay.
Or
Take it
perhaps
over.
we could do like a reality show, like get you on like a reality show. I'm really into The Bachelor right now.
Oh, like
oh my
every
God,
other
let's do this.
white girl in
Oh,
America.
stop.
I'm not wrong.
Listen, I just watch it to drink wine on Mondays. I have to have something in the background. Honestly,
Okay.
like okay, so I I have it on the background. It's a writing night for me, but it's
Oh, okay.
tradition that you have to drink wine, watch The Bachelor. Like watch The Bachelor, you don't really watch it.
Yeah. Is that your
And
process?
do something else. That's part of my process.
Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, like, I've been obsessed with 90 Day Fiance, so I really can't talk smack about The Bachelor. It's right around the same level of.
See?
I just watch anime, so that's my vice. Oh God, Mandy's staring laser beams at my soul right now.
I'm
and
gonna
it's
no.
scary.
Listen, I'm thinking about this about finding if we're gonna find you a wife.
Yep.
I mean, again, we should probably start with girlfriend first. and then
I'm
jump-
gonna propose instantly as soon as I meet her. I'm a
Guys.
it's romantic.
I see you took notes.
I did take notes. I have something that I'm really excited about,
Yeah,
and I
go
hope
ahead.
Talk
that you're
about it.
equally as excited about this part of the film. I'm gonna call it a film because
There's
it
a
is.
film, yeah.
It was on film, so yeah.
Yeah, it was on
yeah.
film. Yeah, that's right.
You guys, the Scranton people.
Oh, that was-
Scranton people.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
really appreciated that.
And since
I
you're
really
from
did.
Pennsylvania, you actually love that. Yeah.
Well, and this was pre. I want to say The
Pre-Office.
Office, but that's what
Yeah.
The Office was, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Scranton. The Scranton people, and then at the end, when Gerard Depardieu,
Yeah.
when he was like, "Tell me your address," he says it to them in French. He's like, "Tell me your address, so I know never to go there."
Yeah, because I don't know why, like, and I don't know if it was just good timing. I've never been I've never been a PA, but that's how I imagine Scranton people are now because of The Office and because of this was like an affirming.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just Scranton in a nutshell.
I also assume that. I've never been to Scranton.
My college roommates were from Scranton.
Are they
Were
like
they
that?
exactly like that?
Well, one of the girls did steal my clothes and stole like even my pajamas and
What?
told me she didn't and then hid them. We lived in this like old house in Center City and in Old City, Philadelphia, sorry. And she, one day when she was out, I knew she was stealing my clothes and I went and I looked and she had this tiny closet. I opened it up and all my fucking clothes fall out, including like, this is really gross, you guys, but she like had gotten her period in my pajamas. It was
Oh
bad.
my God. Is that
She
why
was
she
from
hit them?
Scranton. I don't know.
So like, did she try them on one day, get her period, and was like, I can't ever tell Mandy, and just
There
hit
were
them?
so many other clothes though too. Like
Yeah, it
that
wasn't
she had
just a
told
one-off
me because
thing,
I
yeah.
asked her like, "Have you borrowed this?" You know, yeah.
Yeah, because especially in college, you don't have your whole wardrobe with you. It's just what you brought, and like.
Oh wait, you
You'll-
didn't?
Oh, I didn't.
I lived at home still, so I did.
Yeah.
But like, what I mean is, like, you're gonna notice if something's
Yeah,
gone.
yeah.
Scranton, 3 for 3. You're not looking good. You are not looking good.
They can party though.
Oh yeah.
Okay, right on.
Did
Yeah.
you enjoy the parties in Scranton, or just the
Yes,
girls?
the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What
yeah.
were your parties like in college, Mandy? Let's dissect that.
Go ahead, take it away.
Parties like in college. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I wouldn't drink beer, so it was really difficult to get alcohol for me. It was really.
Oh, you wanted booze, not
I
just.
wanted, yeah, or like
Right on.
you know, like Zima's coming to mind, but that's not what I drank. Oh, it's like Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Oh, yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean.
Yeah.
This was like pre-wine, but when wine still tasted bad. Do you guys drink wine?
Were y'all big on Boone's Farm?
What
Boone's
is that?
Farm. Is that like a
Is
fruity
that-
wine cooler?
Yeah, it's like, well, it's in a bottle still. It's that cheap, like $3,
Oh.
$2 bottles. It looks like
Yeah.
Kool-Aid, like straight
Oh,
up Kool-Aid.
Does it taste like Kool-Aid?
Almost, but your head hurts. I could put a straw in that. That was my choice. I would just be in the corner.
I didn't drink until I was 21. 'cause-
Really?
Yeah.
Because you lived at home with your parents.
Yeah, I mean, there's opportunity. I was just like, nah, it's too much work to break the rules. So I was like, I'll just wait. And then my first drink, my friend made me an appletini because my favorite
Oh.
show is Scrubs, and I relate to JD, and he drinks appletinis.
Aw.
Yeah.
You
I had-
can't drink appletinis anymore if you want a wife.
What? Why not? I like
appletini's
fruity
bad?
drinks.
I like fruity drinks.
We
too.
had to give them up when in the thousands,
Why?
2000.
Oh,
They're done now, James.
Yeah.
Why?
It's done. I'm gonna
Oh,
now
you-
you're gonna drink Manhattans
or
or like a
tasty?
martini. I don't know.
I only drink things that taste good to me.
Old fashions are tasty.
Can I drink an old fashioned?
You may drink an old fashioned.
Thank you, Mandy.
You're welcome.
I remember I ordered an old fashioned one time at Pinballs of all places, and this guy started
the arcade.
Yeah, the arcade up north, the up north one, and the guy started cracking an egg white into it, and I was like, "What?
Was that White Russian? No, White
No,
Russian?
no. Apparently, it's just a very common thing. Like in Europe, he's like, "Yeah, this is just where I learned how to do it, and if you don't put an egg white, it's not an old fashioned." They get like really upset, and so I've just always done that. He's like, "I can take it out." I was like, "I'll do it." It was weird. I liked it, but it was weird. Like I was like, "Bro, that's thick. That's a thick drink." But I drank it. I liked it. So yeah, if you ever see an egg white in your old fashioned, don't panic. It might be pretty good.
I mean, I'll be honest. I'm not a big fan of drinking to begin with, so I don't do it that often.
I'm just learning to drink casually because before Aaron was just like 0 to 100, like I'm sober or I'm just on the floor.
It's called
Gross.
binging.
Yeah, it was terrible, and that's what I said. I'm learning to enjoy just my, an evening cocktail at dinner with some friends because I'm not a huge drinker either. But I do appreciate a good wine. I was an HEB wine guy for the longest time, so I do appreciate a good wine. Yeah. Are you a wine person?
Yes, I like cab.
She has Monday Night Wine. That's her
dude.
process.
Oh, that's true. What's your favorite cab?
I don't really have like a favorite. I like to see like which one you get the biggest discount with. So say it's like a $20 bottle of wine, and
Right
then
on.
you get to like if you get the 6 or whatever, that you can get like
10%.
$4. Yeah, exactly.
Right on.
So, but I do like ZD Cab was what we had. What my husband and I had at our wedding, and we coming from California, we used to go wine tasting. and-
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Highly recommend Blazon. It is a Washington wine, but Blazon's usually like $8.99, but it tastes like a $39.99.
Whoa.
Oh dang! I'm
tastes
gonna write
really
that
good.
down.
It's really
in my
nice.
little notebook.
It is really nice. What else do you have on your notes? I'm curious. Because we don't have many note takers often, but usually when there are note takers, we're like, oh, okay, yeah, they were into it. So what do you have on that?
Well, I had this Granton people down because I loved the side characters. I just
Oh,
thought that
yeah,
they
yeah,
were
yeah.
like, I'm gonna make you guys love this movie. When we're done talking about it, you're gonna
I'm
love it.
fine.
When
with
they
it.
did the monologue from, was it Streetcar Named Desire? They did something for the talent show.
Oh, yeah.
Was it Streetcar Named
Yeah.
Desire? Stella! Good
Stella.
bit. Good bit.
Oh, wait, I forgot to do this at the beginning. Mandy, part of this is we bring people on and they have to feel some sort of shame attached to this movie. What shame do you have with this movie?
I thought you might ask me this question, and I just want to say, like, I've done enough therapy to not feel shame anymore, but
That's great.
I'm going to dig down deep
Right on.
into my shame.
Yeah.
Shit, I still don't have any.
No, that's fine, because the whole purpose of this is for you not to feel shame.
Aw, so you're going to, like, help me work through it if I felt shamed about it?
Yeah, that's the whole point of this podcast, is to help people not feel
I
ashamed
feel like
of
maybe
their
I should
movies.
help you guys with the shame about Katherine Heigl's ass cheeks hanging out when she was 17 years old.
I don't feel shame about that.
Yeah,
Good.
I just the only shame I feel is just like that hair. The hair was bad.
I don't see the hair.
James, the hair was bad.
I liked his
Okay.
hair. I
My-
mean,
my first
so
note.
cute.
I have January. Okay, right here. My father, the hero. That hair, though. That was literally my first line. Second line. Never liked Katherine Heigl. Still don't. Second one. Is this weird in '94? Fourth one. No, this is weird. David the photographer. Really weird. Don't like this guy. The guy that she like got a drink from.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was
with
weird.
The long hair.
Yeah.
I'll buy you a drink.
Kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Then I went into, I'm honestly a lot closer to the age of saying, come outside and look at the goddamn moon. It's glorious than I would really hope for. Because that's really something I would say at this point.
Yeah. Maybe not that aggressively.
Yeah.
'Cause that was aggressive. Look at this goddamn
moon.
It's so beautiful. All
I
right.
have more notes, but yeah. But yeah, so it's a very 90s movie.
Yeah.
And I liked it for that. So like, and you said you feel no shame for this movie, and I totally see it too. Yeah.
I mean, I know I wasn't supposed to look up the Rotten Tomatoes review, and when I saw it was like really bad, I was like, oh god, I've got terrible taste in movies, and that's okay.
If it makes you feel better, it took me until I was about 20 to learn that Batman and Robin was a bad movie. Batman and Robin, because it was my first movie ever as a child.
Aww.
So when I heard it, I was like, how is George Clooney not everybody's favorite Batman? I was shell shocked, and I'm still recovering from that. So
That's the one with Mr. Freeze, right?
Mr.
It's
Freeze.
Ice to Meet You.
Yeah, Ice to Meet You. Exactly. The Ice Age. It's such a good movie. I love that movie. There's someone from Kingsville in it. Of course. I
Really?
love it. Yeah.
Oh.
One of the mad scientists that gets frozen.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Kim Scott. She's great. I love her. She's going to be in the new... she's coming up in a new movie, but I love her.
Is Kingsville, Texas?
Kingsville, Texas.
That's where you're from.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were actually in the New York Times this past week because 300 vultures are chilling in a radio tower, pooping and vomiting on everybody below.
Why are they vomiting?
That's just what vultures do. That's all.
Oh, good.
That's one of their defense mechanisms. It's like they don't have a sense of smell, so they just like throw up on themselves.
What?
And the animals are supposed to be like and throw up and run away.
Oh my
That's
god.
awesome.
Yeah.
Vultures are cool.
Yeah, but that's what Kingsville was in the news for. But we're not talking about Kingsville and its glorious back roads of nothing. And
Hey, it's no 2 Hill Bowling Green.
you know what? We have 3 Hall of Famers in the NFL Top 100.
Hey,
all right?
we have Scott Hamilton, an ice skater. He won gold medals.
We have Eva Longoria.
We have a university, Aaron.
We do too.
Damn it. Mandy, tell us more about why you love this movie.
It's perfect. It's actually perfect.
Okay.
Well, I won't go that far,
Yeah.
but I do love how genuine this movie is.
It's
'Cause
delightful.
Andre is so authentic and genuine when he's just trying to connect with his daughter.
Yeah.
And like there's no cynicism with him, but like he's just like trying to do it, and it's really refreshing in this day and age of cynicism to see someone genuinely try to make and foster a connection.
Yeah.
That's the end of my thought.
And he was being genuine.
Yeah.
And like you said, like he was like I'm being dad.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be dad here.
Yeah.
It was his charm really helps this movie. And I, again, not a huge Katherine Heigl fan, but I did like her in this one, and that says a lot because I think she's kind of a bad person, especially when she like told the writers of whatever show she was in. She was like, "Hey, it's not a good show." Like that's kind of harsh, but you know, this really did make me appreciate her even a little bit more. And he's just so charming. Gerard is just so so lovely and I don't want to say buffoony, but he's dad.
Yeah. They kind of made these like sort of quirky, imperfect characters, which I just thought was kind of like very relatable. It was extreme for sure, but like everyone was flawed. Like every character was flawed, and I thought it was just like made them more endearing.
Yeah, it added that like realism to it.
Yeah,
it's like no one's perfect.
Wow, you're making me kind of like this movie more, Mandy. When you said everybody's flawed, I was like, fuck, they were.
I think the writers were pretty clever about it. I liked that older couple at the end. You know, when they were like, you know, they didn't like that he was her lover.
Like most people on the island.
Like most people on the island. Yeah. And you know what the other thing is? Like, it's all for naught anyway, because she's going to go back home to New York and she's never going to see Ben again. Like, they're never going to see each other ever again. Like, this whole thing is like all for naught, which is totally like young romance anyway, you know? Like,
oh, another thing I really liked is when Ben confronts Andre for the first time. Sorry. And he's like, hey, she's going to leave you and I'm going to take her. She's going to stay with me and then we'll go back to New York and I'll find her a job and I'll take care of her. And then Andre just like, oh yeah, how's that gonna work? How's that gonna? And he like is just dad mode.
Yeah.
But not in like oh I'm gonna kill you. It's just like, hey kid, you've not thought about this.
Yeah.
Logistically speak out loud what you're saying.
Yeah. I just thought that was a cool moment to show like dad power.
Yeah.
That's
and it was sort of like, right, like we knew that it was sort of like duplicitous, but like Ben doesn't know.
Yeah, that
clever. See these writers?
That dramatic irony.
Yep.
That's good stuff.
Clever.
Another one of my notes, maybe y'all can help explain to me. Why did that Moana song keep playing? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
It came up
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly. And it reminded me when she like first explored the water, and I was like, why did that again? It would be at the end of Moana. Music inspired by My Father the Hero.
Yeah, exactly. No joke. I thought before, like right as they introduced Ben, like in the water, not at the hotel, I thought it was like because that music was playing. I was like, is there gonna be a mermaid coming?
Is this 13th year? Whatever.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this would be a cool twist on this Ben. I'm like, all right.
But God, because like they had it like high tension moments, they had it like low tension
Yes,
moments. Like it was all over the place.
Can you just budget?
Oh, I thought it was so good. Surprise.
Yeah.
I kind of liked it. Yeah.
It makes me want to recommend something else for you guys. This is not a film.
Okay.
But have you ever heard of H2O? Speaking of mermaids.
Oh, that's a show.
It's a show.
Oh
Nickelodeon?
my God, yes.
It's the best show of all time.
Yeah,
Nickelodeon.
It's not Nickelodeon. It's on Netflix. H2O. But okay, you know how like well, are you guys old enough to have watched Saved by the Bell? Do you know?
Yeah,
Saved
I know.
by the
I
Bell?
watched Saved by the Bell,
Okay. This is like Australia's Saved by the Bell, but they're mermaids.
It is.
That's how I feel.
Saved by the Bell.
I'm
That's
saying
amazing.
that's what I think, but I also really loved My Father the Hero. So
And that's okay. Both are
That's
okay.
okay.
Me and my best friend Patrick Scholl, name drop, not really, but he's gonna be a famous Broadway star. Everyone, okay? Get off my back. Anyway, we found that when we were in high school, and we didn't start it from episode 1. We saw it in like
that's
season
a shame.
3.
That's a shame.
I know, but we were just
Saved
like,
by the
what is
Bell?
going on? No.
H2O.
Oh, okay. I was confused.
We're like, what is going on? And then we watched 5 episodes and we were hooked.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wonderful show. Highly recommend.
My last note for this movie was this movie is strange.
Maybe we should look at my notes instead.
Yeah, I want to listen to your notes before we bring up the Rotten Tomatoes game.
The Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, I didn't. Okay. I liked that the lies were growing. That was one of my notes. Is that it grew, and I thought,
and it's almost like organically grew.
They organically grew.
Yeah.
Until she finally had to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Out of that.
I think I like this
Just
movie.
like real life.
I really think I'm starting to like this movie.
What does this say here? I can't even read my own writing.
Lies don't pay.
Lies
Don't lie.
pay.
Be
And
honest, kids.
You knew she was going to have to tell the truth in the end. You just didn't know how. And I thought it was an organic way too. Just like
when she
the
did
belly
that,
button
yeah.
piercing, you know?
Yep.
Sometimes
The
you just
truth-
scream Nana when you get
Sometimes you
pierced.
scream Nana. That's what you do. Oh, I wrote down the answering machine too. I just thought that was so cute how he was calling Isabel.
Yeah.
Which is
Leaving
what's
them
her
there,
face
she's just-
from the Lindsay Lohan movie
From
the
Parent Trap, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, that's why she looks familiar.
because
Okay.
one of my other notes was I think this is the prequel to Parent
You right?
because when I
See?
saw it, I was like, is that her? No, it's not her. No, it's her. No. Would they give her that
Natasha
much money?
Richardson.
Yeah, like, because I imagine you had to give her a lot of money.
It must have been her first movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, 94 Parent Trap was.
Inception again.
Yep.
You're welcome, you
Inception.
guys. I just want to say, like, I'm really glad you have this in your souls.
Well, thank you for letting it be in our souls.
Yeah, because I would have never watched this if
No.
I'm being real. I never heard about it, never knew about it. I think I was just being born. I was just being made. At
Wow,
this point.
brag about it.
And so, like, my parents wouldn't have gone back to have me watch this. You know, like, my parents had me watch Uncle Buck. Like, my parents are
You
going to go
love that
back to.
movie.
I live for that movie. I am on my way to be my own Uncle Buck. But they would not have gone back to have me watch this movie because it's kind of a mature movie. Like you said, you're going to wait till your 9-year-old gets a little bit older.
Yeah.
But Mandy, I think I like this movie.
Yeah.
And that's because I did not. When I was watching, I was like, oh, this is weird. Not sure if I'm a fan. Oh, this is getting weirder.
Yeah.
Not sure if
Yeah.
I'm a fan. But Gerard is so charming. And
Yeah.
Catherine is locked in. She
Yeah.
is locked into being this, troublesome 14-and-a-half-year-old.
She's hurt.
She's hurt.
Aaron,
She's
she's
hurt.
hurt.
She
And
has-
she wants to be comforted.
And her lie is outlandish and unnecessary. But
Like, she would have got him anyway, you think? if
Yeah.
she
Oh,
had-
absolutely.
Yeah.
There were sparks.
Yeah, because I've heard because like, and then especially like trying to like spite at your dad. Like, I've heard my friends of being like, yeah, I did this, and this because I was mad at my dad. And I was like, what?
Yeah, I also had a similar. Maybe it's because we're only children.
Yeah, and like, yeah, maybe. And then like I've heard people just be like, yeah, so like my dad knew I was mad at him, so he like took me to Walmart and then we got Sundays or something like that. And it's just kind of like that weird like daddy, like daddy daughter kind of like relationship. Like if I was mad at my dad, I was just like went to my room and then he came
Played
back and said
video
like, hey, dinner's ready. I was like,
Yep.
all right, we cool.
Oh,
And then-
that's quintessential Ohio.
So you
Yeah.
didn't go and, like, take a rock and throw it through your boyfriend window with, like, a love note with your dad? Like,
No.
Oh no.
like,
But man, I've always wanted to not break the window, but like throw the pebble at the window, and I'm standing in the rain and go, "Hey, I love you," and then say something really poetic. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like that.
See, like with me, it wouldn't be in the rain because I wouldn't want to get my Vans wet. But I might throw a pebble and just be like, "Hey, you want to go get tacos or something? That'd be cool, right?
my
like,
God.
let's hang out." But yeah,
That was such a good moment though in the movie.
Oh, no, I love
when
that movie.
they
Yeah,
throw,
Yeah.
the whole window breaks.
it.
Although I was so concerned for Ben because I was like, "Oh no, he's probably wearing no shoes and he's gonna step on the glass."
Right?
I was
He's
very
like,
concerned.
who is that?
Yeah.
Like, he didn't think it was creepy at all.
Well, that's just the '90s.
Oh my God, you guys! Another little innuendo. You know when Gerard is feeding her the lines to what to
yeah,
say.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
like your eyes, your hands, but you can tell that he's thinking about Isabel.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't that
was
beautiful?
Great. I love that.
I
moment.
like this movie. God dang it!
I knew it. Is
I
your heart-
like it.
You guys, let's go get apple martinis
It's-
together.
Yeah, martinis.
If we can bring back My Father the Hero, we can bring back
Apple Teeny.
Thank
too.
you, Mandy.
You're welcome.
And then the chunky blonde highlights that were real big in the 2000s.
All right. Well, one step at a time.
I was
One
kind
step
of a
at
fan
time.
of those.
One step at a time.
And Janko jeans. I really said I missed Janko
you
jeans.
So the Rotten Tomatoes game is a game.
yeah, okay.
Rotten
out.
Tomatoes game. Oh, you're out?
No. I was
So-
setting up for you.
The Rotten Tomatoes game is a game based off the website Rotten Tomatoes, a film review aggregator that takes all submitted film reviews, averages them out by a pass-fail system, then assigns a percentage on how many people might think a film is fresh or rotten. This is not a score that a film is X% good or X% bad. It is only a score of how many people liked it.
Oh no.
So we're going to start off with James on the critic score.
Yeah.
Out of 14 critics,
What? Ooh. Okay.
How many are there usually?
on the critics, it depends.
Yeah.
We've seen 300. We've seen 10.
Yeah.
In the 90s movies, it
Usually
hovers
10.
around 10 or 20.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is normal, but we've
Well,
used-
last week we had like one that had like 300 critics.
yeah.
Because
So
was it Cats? Was that?
No,
Oh,
last
okay.
week was Stuart Little.
Oh yeah,
Stuart
Little too.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yikes.
This is random, but have you seen Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Yes.
You have.
It's
Okay,
been
okay,
a while,
good.
though.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure.
Just make sure that was in my wheelhouse of film. Yeah, I love.
It's part of history.
I don't want to worry about you guys, you know.
Thanks, Mandy.
Make sure we're eating right and make sure we're watching Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I appreciate
You're in
that.
total mom mode.
You think?
So, James, out of 14 critics,
Yep.
what do you think the percent is for the critic score on Rotten Tomatoes?
Without going under.
Oh, yeah, correct. Without going under, we play the opposite of Price is Right rules. So without going under, we like to aim high.
I'm going to say 45%.
45%,
Yeah.
James.
Yeah.
That is your score. And Mandy, out of 14 critics, James's guess is 45. You could go higher, lower, or stay exactly the same.
100%.
All right, locked in.
All right. 100% locked in. Critic score is the same amount of critics that reviewed it at 14%.
Oof. Ow. Okay.
What would I have won? If
Pride.
Yeah, you have won pride.
Solely pride.
We can't afford prizes on the show because we're very poor.
Okay.
But if you
But we'll
donate
get to
to
that
our
later.
Patreon,
Yeah.
if you donate to our Patreon, maybe. Anyway,
Now on to our audience score. There is a time to redeem yourself with a closer score. Out of 14,296, which to me is
What?
a lot. Yeah, that is kind of
14,000.
296. So
Jesus.
people watch this film.
Right?
People do watch this film. That's almost a Bowling Green not in session.
You're not lying.
Yeah.
Because like BG only has like 20,000 kids aren't in college.
So yeah, take those other kids out. So audience score out of 14,296 audience reviews. Mandy, what do you think is the audience score for My Father the Hero?
100%.
100%. Right on. James, out of 14,296 audience reviews, what do you think is the audience score for My Father the Hero? Mandy's guess is 100%. You could go under.
You could go over.
Or stay exactly the same.
500%. I'm going to say 76% because I think there's a lot of haters out there, but I think there's a lot of Mandys who outweigh that.
Both of you are incorrect.
What? Excuse me?
One
It's
of you,
just an infinity symbol.
one of you is. Both of you are correct in the fact that there are numbers. The audience score for this is 54%.
Wow.
Well,
Which
that's still significantly higher than the critics.
Than the
Yeah.
critics, yeah.
I'm trying to wonder if the critic score, obviously 14 is usually just when they saw it. They don't go back and give a critic score. So they saw this fresh, wrote the review, printed out in print,
Right.
and then called it a day. So everybody else, I'm assuming, a vast majority of those audience scores went back and watched it, and
Yeah.
then went back and gave it the review.
Right.
So I'm one of those that like it. It just went up to 55%.
Yeah.
I think it did.
56.
56.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't want to like this, Mandy. I really, I thought it was silly and dumb. But the more we
And
talked
genius.
about it,
And soulful and deep.
it is soulful and cute.
And I'll say this: it's not as creepy as the end of Twilight.
Oh no, I hated that
I
movie.
didn't watch Twilight.
It
Yeah,
no,
you're not missing much.
Not missing much. Made me. I didn't like it. It was
But
dumb.
wait, I know what you guys should give as prizes.
Okay.
I was like, I thought you were going to say you gave hugs. Like,
Oh, we
don't
can
give,
do
you
hugs.
don't give
Hugs?
hugs
We
as
can give hugs.
prizes.
I give
you guys.
Mandy, do
great
you want a
hugs.
hug?
Would you like a hug afterwards?
Yes.
We can do hugs.
Yeah, we'll do
A
that.
My Father the Hero hug.
Aw.
Yeah.
Okay.
And on that sweet note, that's been our episode of Shame Watch. Thank you to Denise Hudson for our rockin' theme song, and to James Garcia for our artwork. I'm losing my voice because I'm just so touched.
Because you can't say Garcia.
Yeah, I can't say words. And to Olivia Suarez for doing our social media. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to Shame Watch on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever podcasts are found. Do you have a suggestion, a question, comment, or just general tomfoolery you want to contribute to the pod? Send it our way. Visit us on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook at ShameWatchPod so we can talk with you. Finally, you can contribute to our Patreon at patreon.com/shamewatch. It does cost money to put out superb content like this pod, so even a $1 donation can make a huge difference. And now, as part of one of those perks, I'm going to say people's names out loud on this very podcast.
There are patrons. Don't just say people. There are patrons.
These lovely people that give us money on a monthly basis.
They're called patrons
Starting with Kenny Madison,
of Austin, Texas.
who's sick and dead and never returned.
Diarrhea.
That diarrhea.
Aaron O. Salinas.
Of Austin, Texas, who's right here. That's me.
Gene
No,
Right
Fight.
here.
no diarrhea.
No diarrhea.
No diarrhea.
At this point in time.
Gene Fight.
Of Bowling Green, Ohio.
Correct. And she'll be here at 11:30.
I thought you were going to say she'll have diarrhea.
I mean, she might. I don't know. Alan Smith.
Of Austin, Texas.
Bradley McPherson.
Of Tulsa. Okay.
Jennifer Steinberg.
Of Austin, Texas. Heraclio Gonzalez Jr.
Thank you.
Of the room across the way. It's my roommate.
And Ian Keegan.
Of Wyoming.
Is it?
Yeah, we thought it was South Dakota, but now it's
Let's
Wyoming.
Okay,
say
so
something
it's-
more exotic.
The
Puerto
Bahamas.
Rico.
Yeah, there you go.
The Bahamas, Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Until next time, our watch has now ended. Dive at your own risk.
I don't know. Once I start podcasting, I can't stop. It's kind of addicting
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
when she lies.